Good evening and welcome to a brief history of DCL. At its simplest level, sports is about possibilities. We as fans of cricket dream up spectrums of possibilities. We align ourselves based on these spectrums, pledge our allegiances, and set ourselves up for emotional and sometimes even physical reactions based on how things actually turn out. DCL gave lovers of the glorious game of cricket in Detroit magnitude of emotions, created enjoyment, and enhanced realization that collectively filled a deep-needed void in the lives of the participants and their extended families. DCL conveyed and amplified to scores of people over the years a simple, competitive joy that broke past the borders of nationhood, religion, economic means, caste, creed, and color. If you ask me, DCL's humble beginnings can be traced to the year 1996, when two teams played a few friendly games amongst themselves. The ball used then was a tennis ball, and the field was a concrete floor. The next year, it expanded to 4 teams. Meanwhile, the ball changed to a tape ball. Eventually, Ajay Merchant from the team GLCC changed the ball from tape ball to the Wilson A1217 T-ball, and the league became known as the T-ball League. By the year 2000, the number of teams had expanded to 8, and the ball, after going through various iterations, graduated to the present Wilson A1228 T-ball. Given the dearth of proper cricketing grounds, the numerous baseball fields around Metro Detroit became the ground and field of choice. As time progressed, the number of teams increased from 8 to 16 to 24 and then to 32. In 2018, a total of 39 teams participated as DCL became the largest league in Metro Detroit and the largest T-ball league in the United States. The 25th year of DCL saw 32 teams take part. The DCL season begins in May, and the season ends with the championship game, which is always played on the second Saturday of October. It would be fair to say that winning the DCL trophy is a matter of prestige and high honor because it takes a lot more than skill to win the DCL championship. A team that wins the DCL championship needs dedicated players who have the needed skill set. They should have tons of heart and courage. They should be able to handle all the capricious questions posed by the pitch. And they should be able to handle the biting cold and the hostile climate posed by the weather gods in the months of September and October. DCL playoffs is not for the faint of heart. And the team that wins DCL needs to be able to master not only their opponents, but they should be also able to tame the unpredictable elements that are in play all the time. This makes DCL the ultimate prize to win in Michigan. This tournament requires passion, perseverance, grit, resilience, an indomitable will to succeed, the willingness to not rest till the task on hand is completed, lots of brawn, and a whole lot of tactical brilliance. Very few individuals have it all, and this is what makes winning DCL the ultimate prize to secure in Detroit. Becoming the largest league did not happen overnight. Today, DCL is the home and league of first choice to about 800 players. It is closely followed by about 1,500 families and reaches a worldwide audience of about 6,000 people. Often, the question is posed as to what makes DCL so special and so unique. If you ask that question, my answer would be to compare DCL to a top-class artist. You give a top-class artist a canvas. give him a room and give him a vista and then see what he comes up with. For the art produced thereof, we credit the artist himself. We do not credit the canvas for its whiteness and blankness, nor do we credit the room for the comfort it offered, not even the vista for it having conveniently presented itself. They are all, if you ask me, incidental. Art is transcendental. So too is DCL. Now, if you ask the question, what makes those who have left Detroit still follow DCL with a maniacal zeal and unmitigated passion? If you ask Sherlock Holmes this question, in typical Sherlock Holmes fashion, he would answer that if we were to eliminate the possibilities one by one, it will only leave us with one last item. It boils down to the simple fact that those who got a taste of the DCL experience needs DCL just like we mortals need our oxygen, just like we need our daily fix of sports and the fount of vicarious joy it promises. DCL has provided many of us with vicarious thrills and pleasures that is beyond the description of words. DCL allowed many to experience the heady breathlessness that sports brings into our lives, so that over the years we could all collectively say that we have a bit of DCL in us, irrespective of where we are stationed on God's hallowed earth. DCL allowed many of us to experience firsthand sublimation and transcendentalism in sports. It is a fact of life that we all grow older by the day and the minute and the hour. One fine day, we will all hang up our boots, but we rest with the comfort and the solace of the fact that even after our time has passed, yet DCL will live on in our minds, fueling our dreams, fueling our memories, and defining our spectrums of possibilities that we once had experienced. It has been 25 years since DCL began its humble origins, and the following list is the list of championship in each of those 25 years of DCL, and we respect and honor them on this hallowed night. In 1996, Ann Arbor Cricket Club won the championship. In 1997, Team Chrysler, led by Ajay Merchant, won their first championship. In 1998, Juggernauts, led by Madhu Vedaji, won their first championship. In 1999, Team Chrysler won their second championship under the leadership of Ajay Merchant. In 2000, the championship went outside of Detroit as Lansing won their first championship under the able guidance of Satish Chidura. In 2001, Juggernauts, under the leadership of Madhu Vedaji, once again won the championship. In 2002, Troy Cricket Club won their only championship under the leadership of Ninad Joshi. In 2003 and 2004, GLCC won their two championships back-to-back under the leadership of Srinivas Koteru. In 2005, Brownstown won the first championship in their history when Rehan Malik led them to the promised land. In 2006, Juggernauts once again won the championship under the able guidance and leadership of Dr. Anand Jayaraman. In 2007, GLCC won their third championship under the leadership of a new skipper by the name of Samish Kilam. In 2008, Brownstown wrestled the crown away from GLCC as Yasir Farhan led them to the promised land. And then from 2009 to 2012, something unique happened in DCL, which has never happened in the history of DCL, when Team Megabytes did a four-peat as they won back-to-back championships. In 2009, Gautam Nedinurni was the skipper. In 2010, Raghu Taddi was the skipper. In 2011 and 2012, my good friend Hariharan Dhanasekaran was the skipper. In 2013, Falcons under the astute leadership of Venkat Vadnala won their lone championship. In 2014, Gladiators, led by yours truly, Viju Zachariah, won the championship. In 2015, Knockers were the champions as Sanoj Balakrishnan led them to the championship glory. In 2016, GLCC won their fourth championship under the leadership of Samesh Kilam. In 2017, Indus Thunders won their first championship under the great leadership of Sandeep Gopu. In 2018, Team Gladiators won the championship under the great leadership of Satya Vimal Velayutham. And in 2019 and in 2021, Indus Thunders defended their championship back-to-back seasons as Sandeep Gopu created history as he won the 24th and the 25th year titles for DCL championships. In the 25 years of DCL, if you ask me, DCL has only seen 7 players hit a century. That is right. Only 7 players have hit a century in 25 years. They are Sri Teja Gudur from Raptors. He holds the DCL record for the highest score ever in DCL when he scored 137 in 2019. Arjun Ajbani tried his best as he scored 128 not out in 2019. Praveen Bangera from Indus Thunders came close to breaking the record when he scored 126 last year. In 2019, Deepak Giriyappa from Team Knockers scored 124. Vijay Matta from Team Megabytes scored 122 in 2012. And last year in 2021, Rahul Chenna from MCC Miles scored 112 not out in what many consider the best innings ever played in DCL as he did that 112 runs in a DCL chase as his team chased down 197. In 2011, Arjun Ajbani scored the first century in DCL when he scored 109 not out. Arjun Ajbani again for Team Gladiators scored 104 in 2012, and that makes Arjun Ajbani the only person in DCL history to have scored 3 centuries in DCL. Arjun Chittamani from Team Tamil Pasange scored 102 in the year 2018. And so those 7 are the great guys who have scored a century in DCL history. In the 25 years of DCL, the highest number of wickets taken in an innings is 7. It was done by the great Deepak Giriyappa from Team Knockers. His figures on June 1 of 2013 read 5 overs, 1 maiden, 4 runs, and 7 wickets. Now, we all know that no league can be successful without exceptional organization. And DCL has been fortunate to have had exceptional leaders who have stepped in to work tirelessly to make the league the best of the best. DCL is fortunate to have the opportunity to put grit on display every week during the season. DCL owes much of its success to the DCL committee, which volunteers their time and works seamlessly behind the scenes. These gentlemen display their vibrant passion and persevere tirelessly through the ups and downs each season brings. Their resilience is unquestionable, and all of DCL reaps the reward of their hard work. Their most important talent, if you ask me, is having a talent for working hard. Because if you ask me, doing what it takes, even when what it takes isn't fun, is what makes this league click day in and day out. The members of the 2021 DCL committee are: Communications and Penalties was led by the great Parthiv Mehta. DCL Rules and Regulations were the domain of Ranjit Palaniswamy. Grounds, Empiring, Waivers, and Corporate Cup was handled by Jagan Konda. Scheduling and making the league run smooth without any hiccups was the domain of Vamsi Tulasi. Special operations and being the jack of all trades was done by none other than my good friend Satya Vimal Velayutham. The man who is the finance chief, the treasurer in charge, the man who keeps all of DCL finances in good order is my good friend Venkat Vadnala. I would request all of you to please join me in giving a big hand to these gentlemen. I would request all of you to please stand up and give them a big round of applause. With that, let me sign off by wishing all of you the very best on DCL night. I personally miss being there in bodily form, but I am very much there in spirit. This is Viju Zachariah signing off on behalf of the DCL alumni. God bless you and Godspeed. Go DCL.